So in the previous lectures, we have already seen what is biotransformation and how is this particular process used in the vermitechnology. And today we are going to see how the techniques that are used for decomposition of domestic and agricultural organic waste that is being used for the vermicomposting. Now, here today we are going to learn about what actually is vermicomposting and the techniques as I have already mentioned about them. So till date it was said that earthworm is farmer's friend. Now it is a high time that the farmers should become earthworm's friend. The reason for this is that due to a lot of progress, the farmers have started using a lot of chemical based compounds, let it be pesticides, let it be fertilizers, everything that they use in recently is based or has a chemical base for it, which is proving harmful and hazardous to the soil, to the plants, and also to the human beings and other organisms. Okay, so there has to be something which is going to counteract this particular thing. So here comes the vermicomposting, or here comes the vermiculture technology. Okay, vermiculture or vermitechnology can be used for this purposes. Now, when we are using, we have already seen that how this biotransformation is going to degrade the heavy metals, the other chemicals also. It is going to act on the organic waste also, add to the humus also. So, basically, we can use this particular technique instead of the chemicals that we are using recently, or the farmers can use these particular organic based compounds for improvement of their agricultural products, of their agricultural fields. Okay, so basically the vermicompost, as we have already seen, is being lot of organic waste material that is available in the agricultural field, which is available in the domestic usage, or in the houses, that is being used for this particular process. Now, what is vermicomposting? Basically, it is a process that involves a joint action of earthworms and microbes for the conversion of organic waste into a valuable end product known as vermicompost. Okay, now this particular vermicompost has been referred to as the black gold. Why it is referred to as the black gold? Because it is very efficient also, and it is the best source against these chemical pesticides, or say chemical fertilizers, not pesticides as such, but the chemical fertilizers that you are using. It is the best source against these particular things. That is why it is referred to as the black gold. Now we'll see the composition of the the components that are actually the part of vermicompost. This is what you're seeing is basically the more common things. Now, based on the type of earthworm or the type of soil, these things are also going to change. The composition is also going to change. This is the basic one. Okay, so in this you have an organic carbon, which is going to be 9.5 to 17.98%. Then you have nitrogen, which is going to be 0.5 to 1.5%. Then you have potassium, sodium, calcium and magnesium, copper, iron, zinc and sulfur at various concentrations. So this is the basic concentration that you can see in this particular table. You can refer to this table. Later on, we are going to see what are the advantages of this particular process or the vermicompost. Okay, so basically compost is something organic which we have developed using worm. Vermis is worms, right? So how it is important or how it is good, better than the other chemical components that the farmers are using recently. So basically it is efficient conversion of organic waste, crop and animal residue. See, as it is, you are not going to use these things. Okay, you are going to dump it somewhere. So why not make a good use of it by using it in the vermicompost or in the vermitechnology? So it is that in that way it can be important or advantageous. Then it is a stable and enriched soil condition. A lot of aeration will be provided. We have already seen how the aeration has been provided. As the earthworms are going to burrow inside, they are going to create a lot of aeration inside the soil. Okay, now it reduces the toxicity of heavy metals. How does it reduce the toxicity of heavy metal? We have already seen it in the previous lectures, right? So it brings about biodegradation. The microbiota that is present inside its gut, it is going to reduce these particular heavy metals to the more simpler forms or to the less hazardous forms, right? Now, see, as you are using all waste product, okay, maybe organic waste, क्रॉपचे waste असतील किंवा animal residues असतील, पालापाचोळा असेल, शेण असेल, this is all a waste thing which cannot be utilized. Okay, so then by using this particular things, you are making something very productive. Okay, that is why it is economically viable. Less amount, you invest very less and you get something of very high quality. And it is environmentally safe nutrient supplement for the organic food production. So it does not have any kind of chemicals present in it. It is totally organic based. That is why it is very much environmentally safe. And as already mentioned, you are using all the waste products, so it is a low cost technology. And we have seen, for what do you require? You require only the earthworms, some space will be required, and organic waste will be required. So it is a very cheap technology or a very low cost technology. Okay, so now let's see the vermicomposting technique over here. So there are basically different kinds of techniques that you can use for vermicomposting. Now, when you use different kind of techniques, you should also keep in mind that vermicompost or this particular technology can be used for various purposes. Okay, you can use it for treatment of the sewage sludge that is available. You can use it for the treatment of the solid municipal waste. You can use it for the farmyard manure. So there are different different scenarios in which you are using this particular thing. So which means that the choice of the earthworms that you are using for a particular thing should be depending on the thing or for the process that you are using it, or for the degradation of compound that you are using it. If you want to do it for the municipal solid waste, there are some different set of earthworms will be required which harbor certain kind of microbiota in them. So based on this, you are going to choose the species of the earthworm, right, for vermicomposting. And now it has a very simple procedures. Here you can see I have here in this particular slide I have given a basic how a basic pit has to be done, or how a basic technique is used, right? There can be variation in each of them. So the most convenient pit is which is of manageable size is going to be of 2 meter or 2 meter into 1 meter by 0.75 meter. Okay, so this can change depending upon what is your requirement or what is your scale. So various things can be used for this particular process. You can use a tank, you can use a plastic crate, you can use the cement rings. Okay, if you are using a tank, it should be constructed by means of the bricks or the mortar with a proper outlet. So whatever you are using over here, you use crates, you use cement rings, whatever you are using over here, it should have a proper outlet. Now let's see what should be the size of the plastic crate that you are using. It should be of the size of 600 mm by 300 mm and by 300 mm, and it should have proper holes that will be dug at the base of it. Why these holes are required? If there is excess of water present in it, that can drain out through these holes. Now apple boxes or cages that are available, जसे की आंब्याच्या पेट्या वगैरे पण जे असतात त्या सुद्धा तुम्ही वापरू शकता याच्यासाठी. Sometimes there are rings made of cement which you have seen, right? So सिमेंटचे जे रिंग्स असतात त्या सुद्धा वापरू शकता. त्याचा डायमीटर असायला हवाय 750 mm, म्हणजे नियर अबाउट 75 सेंटीमीटर त्याचा डायमीटर असायला हवाय, आणि त्याची हाईट इज गोइंग टू बी 45 सेंटीमीटर. Now what you have to do is that basically you have to prepare a vermi bed. Now vermi bed is an actual layer of good moist loamy soil. Okay. So vermi bed, which is a layer of good moist loamy soil, has to be placed at the bottom, and its size has to be near about 150 to 200 in thickness. And see, remember, below this particular thing or below this layer of vermi bed, there should be a 50 thick layer of broken bricks and coarse sand. So you should have a layer of coarse sand or broken bricks below, and above it you are supposed to construct the vermi bed. Now, the earthworms are introduced into the loamy soil. So near about 100 earthworms can be introduced into a compost pit of about 2 meter by 1 meter by 0.75 meter. Okay, and the vermi bed can be of the thickness of 15 to 20 centimeters thick. Now above the vermi bed, a layer of fresh cattle dung can be spread. Above it, place 50 thickness layer of dry leaves, or you can use a old jute sack or a gunny bag. पोतं वगैरे तुम्ही वापरू शकता. Now for next 30 days, the pit should be kept as it is, and it should be regularly watered. Now when you are regularly watering it, it does not mean that you should overflood the pit. The water should be added in required quantities only. Do not overuse the water. It is going to overflood the pit, and then it is going to cause the problem of clogging. Okay. Now also when you are watering it, इतकं पण कमी पाणी द्यायचं नाही की त्याच्यामध्ये ड्रायनेस यायला लागेल. So the vermi bed should not be dry or it should not be overflowed. Then after this, you have to again cover it with dry soil or gunny bags. पोत्याने किंवा थोडीशी माती टाकून ते पुन्हा कव्हर करून टाका. आता हे कशासाठी करायचं? हे याच्यासाठी करायचं वी हॅव टू अवॉइड द प्रेडेटर्स. बर्ड्स असतील, अजून काही प्रेडेटर्स असतील तर त्यांना रॅट्स वगैरे असतील, तर ह्या प्रेडेटर्स पासून वाचवण्यासाठी एक तर तुम्ही त्याच्यावर ड्राय सॉइल टाका किंवा मग पोत्याने ते झाकून ठेवा. Now here one thing should be kept in mind is that do not use plastic to cover it. Okay, why not to use plastic to cover it? Because if you are using the plastic is going to trap heat. Okay, and if the bed is going to trap heat, what will happen is the bed is going to become hotter and hotter. Okay, and if it becomes hot, the earthworms are going to die or they are going to leave the particular bed. Okay, moreover, the microbial activity is also not going to be favored at a very high temperatures. Okay, so now after 30 days, the wet organic waste of plant or animal origin, say from the farm or from the kitchen, which is pre-digested. Obviously, you have to pre-digest it. What is the process of pre-digestion? It is basically before you give something to the microbes or to the earthworms to feed on, you are actually making it palatable to them. त्यांच्या खाण्यायोग्य बनवणं म्हणजे त्याला थोडंसं pre-digestingची प्रोसिजर म्हटलं जातं. Now after this 2 वीक पर्यंत तुम्ही हे करू शकता. You have to keep on adding the animal waste or say the plant waste on this particular layer and keep on mixing it either with the instrument or manually you can do. But while you are mixing it, care should be taken that the earthworms are not hampered. Okay, many of the times what happens is the earthworms are damaged, or if you create a lot of disturbance in the bed, what will happen? They will either start leaving the bed or they will get damaged and die inside the bed. Now keep adding the organic matter or the garbage as in the animal waste or the plant waste till the compost pit is full. Okay. Now keep moistening for next 30 to 45 days and turn the material. So you have to continuously keep on turning the material. Now your compost will be ready in nearly 60 to 90 days. Okay. And what is the indication of it? How will you recognize that the vermicompost is ready? it will be, you will see casting. We have already seen what are the casts. Okay, the cast is nothing but the excreta or the undigested waste of the earthworm. So when you start seeing this cast, this is the time, or it is going to turn blackish in color, and this is the time the vermicompost is ready. Okay, now how do you harvest it? We are going to discuss the harvesting techniques later also, but for now what you will do is, the material should be placed in a heap in the sun. ढिगारा बनवायचा आणि तो उन्हामध्ये ठेवून द्यायचा. What will happen is that the earthworms, त्यांना ऊन सहन होत नाही, they will start moving towards the lower layers. Okay, and then the whatever is left above, okay, you should just remove it, and then you are supposed to sieve it. What is sieving? It is nothing but चाळून घेणं ज्याला म्हणतो आपण, चाळून घ्यायचे. म्हणजे काय होतं की जर काही अर्थवर्म्स राहिले असतील मागे किंवा खूप मोठे मोठे काही पार्ट्स असतील तर ते आपल्याला काढून पुन्हा आपल्या नवीन कंपोस्टिंग बेड मध्ये टाकता येतात आणि अर्थवर्म पण आपण पुन्हा वापरू शकतो. ओके, सो this is basic process of vermicomposting technique. So there are certain precautions that you are supposed to take while doing the vermicomposting. So the moisture level, okay, it should not exceed 40 to 50%, because if it grows more than that, what will happen, the water or the soil will become waterlogged आणि अशा कंडिशन्स मध्ये अर्थवर्मला त्याचे सर्वाइव्ह करणं खूप अवघड होतं. They cannot move because the soil is going to become tightened in this condition. Okay, so moisture level should not exceed beyond 40 to 50%. Then the temperature that should be there, it should be near in the range of 20 to 30 degrees Celsius. Now you need to understand that earthworms are going to survive at these temperatures, and also the microbes are going to survive at these temperatures. If you the favorable temperature for reproduction of the earthworms is going to be near about say 20 to 25 degrees Celsius. Okay, and moreover, if you increase the temperature beyond 35 degrees Celsius, or if by any chance the temperature of the bed goes beyond 35 degrees Celsius, the earthworms will start leaving the bed. And if they don't leave the bed, they are going to die in that particular bed. So it is mandatory for you to maintain the temperature of 20 to in the range of 20 to 30 degrees Celsius for proper development of microbes also, and for proper development of the earthworms also. त्यांच्या growth साठी पण आणि त्यांच्या reproduction साठी पण the number of earthworms should also increase. Now you have to do a proper handling. Whatever, even if you are using a shovel for mixing the particular bed, make sure that the earthworms should not be damaged. Okay, because the damage is going to cause either the death of the organisms, or you will have unhealthy earthworms inside the bed. So proper handling should be done. Proper protection from the predators is also necessary. Now you have to protect them from the birds. Make the site in such a way that birds, you have to protect them from birds, rats, ants. There are n number of predators that are going to affect the worms. So you have to take a proper care to protect them from predators. Second thing is, when you are doing, or the next thing that you are supposed to take care of is that avoid using of plastic. The reason I have already told, you should not use plastic as it is going to increase the heat. Second thing is that the chemicals should not be used. What is the use of the vermicompost if we are adding chemicals to it? The reason why we are doing vermicomposting is we have to use it against the chemicals, right? So avoid using the chemicals, avoid using any kind of pesticides or metals. So basically इथे लक्ष कसं द्यायचं की तुम्ही जे काही मटेरियल हे कुठे येऊ शकतं जेव्हा तुम्ही प्लांट बेस्ड करताय. ओके, तर असे प्लांट्स वापरू नका की ज्याच्यामध्ये हेवीली तुम्ही ऑलरेडी हे पेस्टिसाइड्स, केमिकल पेस्टिसाइड्स यूज केलेले. ओके, so avoid using that. Actually, if you use this vermicompost in fields which are heavily under the influence of chemical substances like pesticides or fertilizers, it will repair this to some extent. extent the damage can be recovered by these particular vermicompost. Okay, so basically the thing is avoid plastic, chemicals, pesticides and metals into it. Now there are various methods of vermicomposting. Last time I just showed you a brief idea of how it should be, right? But on the basis of the scale on which you are using it, scale म्हणजे काय, किती प्रमाणात करायचे तुम्हाला लार्ज स्केल वर करायचे, खूप मोठ्या प्रमाणात करायचे, कमी प्रमाणात करायचे का मीडियम प्रमाणात करायचे. On the basis of that you going to change the methods for this particular process. So there are three methods. First one is bin composting, second one is pit composting, third one is pile composting. Now let's see how they are used. So for bin composting, it is used for the small scale composting, and the bin can be constructed of several materials. It can be of wood, it can be of plastic, or the recycled bathtubs or barrels can be used for this. The only thing that you have to take care of is that if you're using any of this wood असू दे, plastic असू दे किंवा barrels असू दे, तर त्याला कमीत कमी 10 ते 12 होल्स असायला पाहिजे. ओके, त्याच्या बेसला 10 ते 12 होल्स असायला पाहिजे. याचं कारण आधी पण सांगितलं की एक्सेस वॉटर जे आहे इट शुड जस्ट गो अवे बिकॉज इट इज गोइंग टू कॉज logging in the bed, or it is going to hamper the earthworms that are present in the bed. Okay, now the average dimension of this thing is going to be 45 by 30 by 45 centimeters, and this was clearly given by the scientist Kaur in 2020. Now the next method is pit composting method. This is used for the large scale production of vermicompost. Now the pit size is going to be near about 2.5 by 1 meter by 0.3 meter. Under the thatched sheds मध्ये वगैरे तुम्ही ही प्रोसेस करू शकता, and the sides are to be left open. You're not supposed to close it. जसं barrels मध्ये वगैरे open होतं तसं you're not going to use it that way. Okay, the third method that we are using is going to be the pile composting method. It is म्हणजे खूप जास्त प्रमाणात जेव्हा तुम्हाला कमर्शियल स्केलला जेव्हा आपण म्हणतो ना वर्मी कंपोस्टिंग करायचे त्यावेळेला तुम्ही pile composting method यूज करता. The pile composting method is generally done in the greenhouses or in the floor with some facilities for drainage. Okay, the pile size may vary in length and width. However, its height is that same as that of the bin. Binची जेवढी height असेल तेवढंच तुम्ही pile composting जरी किती मोठ्या large scale वर असेल तरी त्याची height तेवढीच ठेवायची. Okay, so these are the three methods of vermicomposting. Let's see what factors affect the vermicomposting. These are the factors that you see in the slide that are going to affect the vermicomposting. First is moisture, then you have pH, temperature, aeration, ammonia and salt content. Let's see one by one each of them. Moisture, as I have already said, moisture is going to be very important. Why is it important? एक तर डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल आहे अर्थवर्मच्या ग्रोथची. अर्थवर्मची ग्रोथ पण नाही आणि अर्थवर्मची ग्रोथच नाही तर मायक्रो ऑर्गॅनिझम्स जे आहेत त्यांच्या ग्रोथ साठी पण मॉइश्चर प्रॉपर मॉइश्चर कंटेंट इज व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट. जर सॉइल जर वॉटर लॉग्ड असेल तर ते अर्थवर्म जगतील कसे, राइट? दे रिक्वायर एरेशन. ओके, सो बेसिकली लॉग झाली की त्याच्यामध्ये ऑक्सिजन कंटेंट किंवा एअर कंटेंट पण कमी व्हायला लागतो. That is why the moisture content should be maintained for 40 to 50%. Then you have pH. So when we talk about the pH, the bed of the pH is going to be very important. कशासाठी? परत तेच आहे की मायक्रो ऑर्गॅनिझम्स जे असतात त्यांचं एक फेवरेबल pH असतो, त्याच्यामध्येच ते डेव्हलप करतात. त्याच्यापेक्षा जास्त जर कमी pH झाला तर त्याच्यामध्ये ते सर्वाइव्ह करू शकत नाही. ओके, so the pH should be maintained alkaline. The temperature, we have already spoken about the temperature. Again, I'll discuss it. Temperature has म्हणजे अर्थवर्मची कुठली ऍक्टिव्हिटी असू द्या, मग ती रेस्पिरेशन असू दे, मग ती सर्वायवल असू दे, और रिप्रोडक्शन असू दे, व्हॉटएव्हर इट इज अंडर मेटाबॉलिझम असू दे, इट इज टोटली अंडर द इन्फ्लुएन्स ऑफ टेम्परेचर. टेम्परेचर मध्ये कमी जास्त झालं की इट इज डेफिनेटली गोइंग टू हॅम्पर द अर्थवर्म and also the microorganisms. They are sensitive to beyond a certain range. They cannot perform or they cannot act in. They're basically going to die. Okay. So the next thing is aeration, as I have already mentioned. Even if we have seen that microorganisms are anaerobic, but there are also some of the microorganisms which are going to be which are going to require oxygen for their survival. Moreover, earthworm is a aerobic organism, which means it requires oxygen for its survival. It requires oxygen for its metabolism, right? So proper aeration has to be maintained inside the inside the bed. Okay, porous असायला पाहिजे bed and well aerated असायला पाहिजे आणि alkaline pH should be alkaline. Now let's talk about ammonia and salt content. Excessive ammonia is going to be hazardous to anyone. Okay, let's not talk about earthworm or any other organism. It is going to be harmful to everyone. So similarly, it is going to be harmful for earthworm also. So you should have there should not be excess of ammonia present inside the bed. The next thing is salt content. Now when we talk about salt content, we all know that the cells are going to shrink in presence of excessive salt. There is going to occur exosmosis, right? So you have to maintain a proper range. And what is the proper range? It is going to be 0.5%. It should not exceed beyond 0.5%. Neither the earthworms are going to survive nor the microorganisms. Now let's move on to the next part, which is methods of vermicompost harvesting. आता वर्मी बेड बनवला, आता त्याला हार्वेस्ट कसं करायचं, ते वर्मी कंपोस्ट काढायचं कसं अर्थवर्म्सला डॅमेज न करता. तर त्याच्या 4 मेथड्स आहेत. वन इज मॅन्युअल हार्वेस्टिंग ऑफ वर्मी कंपोस्ट, सेकंड वन इज पिरामिडल हीप मेथड असते, त्याच्यानंतर स्क्रीनिंग और सीविंग इज अनदर मेथड, आणि दुसरं आहे और लास्ट वन इज मायग्रेशन ऑफ earthworms. Let's see one by one what are these. Manual मध्ये आपण काय करतो की we are just going to separate the earthworms by hand. We are just going to collect it by whatever vermicast is available or whatever ready compost is available to us. We are just going to pick it by means of the hand. Okay. The very important thing is that before harvesting, always remember that 2 to 3 days before harvesting, never water the bed or never water the bed. Okay, so watering of the bed should be avoided 2 to 3 days before the harvesting. So this was the manual harvesting. किसी कोणत्याही मेथडला तुम्ही यूज करा, म्हणजे ती मॅन्युअल असू दे, पिरामिडल असू दे किंवा स्क्रीनिंग असू दे, कुठली मेथड असू दे, तुम्हाला 2 ते 3 दिवस आधी वॉटरिंग जे आहे बेडला ते थांबवायला लागणार. Okay, the next one is pyramidal heap method, which I have discussed prior. So in pyramidal heap method, what is done is that असा पूर्ण ढिगारा बनवला जातो. ओके, आता हे उचलायचं आणि पुन्हा नेऊन ठेवायचं. Once you keep it in the sun, what happens is earthworms are going to be light sensitive. Okay, because they are light sensitive, what they do is they start moving towards the lower layers. Once they go towards the lower layers, what are you supposed to do is remove everything, whatever is remained up, right, which is of your use. Compost आहे ते सगळं वरचं काढून घ्यायचं आणि you can later on you can use the sieve and other things to it. Okay, so this was about the pyramidal heap method. The next thing is screening or sieving. म्हणजे चाळण्याची जी मेथड आहे ना ती वापरली जाते. आता ह्याच्यामध्ये मेश वापरली जाते किंवा वायर मेश वापरली जाते बेसिकली, which is wound around a wooden structure, right? तर बेसिकली चाळणी असते, तुम्ही कंपोस्ट घ्यायचं, you are supposed to sieve it, right? So whatever is left behind, the smaller particles will go off, and whatever earthworms and larger particles are remaining in the sieve, you can just use them for the next worming. The next method is going to be by the method of migration of the earthworms. आता इथे काय केलं जातं, earthwormची बेसिक टेंडन्सी असते की when they find food or say एखाद्या ठिकाणचं त्यांच्या ऑलरेडी जो बेड आहे त्याच्यामधलं जर फूड कमी झालेलं असेल, they start moving towards the new food source. Okay, सो वन्स दिस इन द प्रिव्हियस बेड और जे जुनं बेड आहे त्याच्यामध्ये जेव्हा फूड सोर्स जो आहे तो एक्झॉस्ट झाला तर तुम्ही काय करायचं एका नवीन ठिकाणी फूड सोर्स ठेवायचं, जवळच ठेवायचं. म्हणजे काय होतं की जेवढे अर्थवर्म या जुन्या बेडमध्ये आहे जिथला फूड सोर्स पूर्ण एक्झॉस्ट झालेला आहे they will start moving towards the new palatable source of food. And now whatever is left behind, once the earthworms leave, whatever is left behind you can use it for further process. Packing generally. Okay, so these were the methods of vermicompost harvesting. Let's talk about packing and storage. Packing जेव्हा आपल्याला विकायचं आहे ना तेव्हाच पॅकिंग करायचं. यू आर नॉट सपोज टू डू पॅकिंग very much before or immediately after harvesting. You are not supposed to do the packing. जेव्हा विकायचं तेव्हाच पॅक करायचं, right? What is the reason? You should not pile up this compost. Okay, vermicompost should not be piled up. कारण काय होतं की त्याच्यामध्ये अजून डिकम्पोजिशनची ऍक्टिव्हिटी व्हायला लागते and then it will not be of any use to us. Right, so piling of it should be avoided, packing of it should be avoided, right? It should be stored in a cool place. Okay, it should be stored in a cool place and the place which is in the darker, you have to store it in the darker areas जिथे sunlight नाही, right? कारण आपल्याला माहिती आहे की सनलाइट जर असेल किंवा सनलाइटच्या एक्सपोजर मध्ये काय होतं एक तर मॉइश्चर कंटेंट जाणार आहे आणि दुसरं म्हणजे जे मायक्रोब्स तुम्ही हेवी सनलाइटला एक्सपोज करत असाल म्हणजे जे काही मायक्रोब्स आहेत त्याच्यामध्ये ते पण मरून जाणार आहेत. ओके, सो बेसिकली यू आर डिग्रेडिंग द क्वालिटी ऑफ दिस पर्टिक्युलर vermicompost that you have obtained. Okay, so एक वर्षापर्यंत आपण स्टोर करून ठेवू शकतो if you are not piling it and if you are taking proper care of it. एक वर्षापर्यंत तुम्ही vermicompost जे आहे with its all good qualities maintained you can store it and the moisture content has to be 40%. So this was all about the packing and storage of the vermicompost. And this was all for this particular lecture. So in summary, what we have learned today is that we have learned what is vermicompost, we have seen its composition, we have seen the techniques for it, we have seen the factors affecting vermicomposting, we have seen what precautions have to be taken, we have seen methods of harvesting and storage and packaging of the vermicompost. So the assignment for you people is going to be you have to give the composition of nutrients in vermicompost bed or in the vermicompost. Now you have to give different methods of vermicomposting and advantages of vermicompost. Thank you so much for listening to this lecture.